Hey, welcome to another episode of Life in with Keisha and Niche. This episode tonight is going to be all about uplifting our women.
Yes. So, since we're talking about uplifting our women,
Mm-hmm.
I'm talking about all women, okay? If you're a woman, whatever, okay? We are trying to uplift y'all. So, this episode, like Niche said, it's about trying to get some understanding of what is uplifting. Now, I'm not saying we got all the answers. However, we all got experiences. So, the question I'm throwing out there is, what makes us become uplifting, or should I say, how do we uplift us as far as us women coming together to be equal and not better than one another? So my take on it is, always try to advise someone if they're trying to, start a business. Don't always try to get one up on somebody. Just be like, you know what, this is how I did it. I did it from A to Z, and try to help that person uplift instead of trying to say, okay, well, you trying to do that, let me hurry up and do it first,
Mm-hmm.
because it don't work like that. I mean, it's I won't even say like, it just won't work like that, because first of all, you might be missing a step. One, number two, you might try to hurry up and try to do it and then always fail at it. So for me, when I look at somebody that's, may have one on me, and I'm just saying like one on me as far as like, opening a business or something like that, I would want to know like, hey, how did you do X, Y, and Z? So, we could be together on this. We can even start something together instead of saying, oh, well, you doing that, let me hurry up and run and do it. Or I look at things like, you can do it, I can do it too, but I don't look at it as far as like, oh, well, I can do it better, or because that's how we was growing up. Oh, you can do it, I can do it better. But no, I think that we should be coming together as women, empowering each other, uplifting each other, not down shaming, not even all the negativity, just all positive, and try to come together and start something. Because everybody needs a helping hand. Maybe that person didn't get that from the background that we talked about previously, as
Yeah.
growing up tools, but we're trying to do better, and we're trying to do better for the kids and family and things like that. But I'm just trying to figure out, and y'all can always comment at the bottom, because we will answer those questions and opinions. But the whole thing about this episode today is, again, is how can we be an asset of helping all of our women increase, give me some longevity, but come have a come up, instead of shaming people and how they grew up, because that's not it. It's not right to judge somebody that you may had a rougher past than you know, and then you might not be living right yourself. So like, come on, get it together. You might have came up the same way that somebody else that you're judging came up.
Mm-hmm.
So y'all just, you got to think about those type of things, because it's just not right. So we need to come together, like I said, and try to uplift somebody. So what you got on that, Niche?
I mean, I feel like there shouldn't be no competition. Like, you
Right,
shouldn't be competing and, like you said, trying to do stuff faster than somebody else because you don't know what steps they took or how their life came about to even get to where they are. You don't know what they had to go through to get to where they are in the first place. So you trying to like compete and say, oh, or want the same but not better, because I feel like a lot of times women compete and they want you to do as good as them but not better than them. And I feel like a
right,
lot of keeping happens too, where it's like I don't want to give you all the steps and stuff that I did. I'm gonna keep some stuff to myself because I don't want you to get ahead of me. It shouldn't always be that way, because you gotta remember, at the end of the day, don't nobody think like you, don't nobody move like you. So even if I give you
right,
my play for play of how I did something, it doesn't mean it's going to turn out the same way for the next person. And then even if
right,
it turns out better for the next person, it still shouldn't be no competition. Like, you should be cheering them on. It should be a sisterhood, never a
right.
competition. Just like Oprah
I
said it
agree.
best, you can't be friends with somebody that's jealous of you, and you can't, because it'll always be
Right,
a competition. They'll always be trying to outdo you, outgrow you, out whatever. So it shouldn't be that in general. And like I said, you don't know how their background is. You don't know what this person may have gone through to get to where they are if they are past you. So never try to
mhm,
compete. Still uplift. Even if they pass where you want to be, still uplift them, because that means that wasn't your road. That means that path wasn't meant for you, and you don't know what could be
Right.
coming your way, and then you don't know it could backfire on you too because you hating instead of uplifting and
Right.
being somebody. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like it can backfire on you. So like, don't worry about what's on somebody else's plate. Eat from your own plate. Do your own thing. Focus on your life, and you can still uplift somebody else, even if they doing better than you. Like life isn't
Yeah.
a competition. What's meant for you will always be for you, no matter what the situation is. So do you?
Right. So, and uplifting means, it's not a bad thing to uplift another person or
Never a
another
day.
peer and stuff like that, because everybody needs a little uplifting. But don't
Mm-hmm.
go in there having your head, to the sky like you on cloud nine, and you really not. Like, you're not even being authentic anyway. You judging from, a book by its cover. And they always tell you not to judge a book by its cover, because you never know what that person had and their experience and all that type of stuff. Maybe they did have a business in the past. Maybe they decided to close it. You don't know what situation that they had. But if you coming together as a community, as far as women, you and people view you like you are higher, you can always be an equal. It's not, like Niche said, a competition. You don't need all of that.
You
And
don't.
all of that is just jealousy anyway, because it's like, okay, you got that, let me hurry up and get it, and then boom, it's not how you really want it to be. You didn't think, at first, that you can do this, or something may have happened. But at the end of the day, you can't judge somebody from their experience, because it's
Mm-hmm.
kind of like, you want to put on this show and you want to do all of this bedazzle stuff. Okay, I mean, I'm bedazzled today, but we ain't talking about that type of bedazzle. We talking about, I just gotta laugh with it. But but at the end of the day, like, again, you can't knock somebody for their experiences. You definitely have to be able to allow somebody to have those experiences, talk about their experiences, and go from there. Like, you just cannot be like, oh well, you gotta be like this and you gotta be like that. First of all, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, is this a job interview?
Exactly. Exactly.
Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Listen, and just like you said, like you can't judge a book by its cover because at the end of the day, you don't know how deep them chapters go in that book. Okay,
Right.
to get that cover.
For
So
real.
yeah, you don't know. So definitely don't be judging.
You
Listen,
definitely don't
and,
know.
and I also feel like give women the space to be able to express themselves, be able to talk about
Hmm.
the struggles that they went through and the obstacles and stuff that they went to get to where they are. Like give us
Right.
that space without judgment, because at the end of the day, nobody's perfect. And we all
Right.
have our trials and tribulations. So, we need to give each other that space and, welcome each other to be able to express ourselves and get that out there.
Yeah, because first of all, how you gonna make friends? Okay, first of all,
Mm-hmm.
I had my share, and I was like, you know what? I don't need friends, but at the end of the day, if you don't got your family, who you got? I'm not going out there all crazy either to be talking about, oh yeah, come on, you my friend now, hey, like, I'm not doing that either. But at the end of the day, I just feel like we all should be able to, have a come up. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And embrace that, and enjoy those type of moments that you have, because first and foremost, if we as adults and grown women are allowed to share our experiences, our wisdom, our hurt and pain and things like that, and you can bond like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You don't have
Mm-hmm.
to be, like Niche said, hating on the next one. Because if you put
Right.
that pride to the side, y'all can grow together.
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, as the adult, and you have girls or you have a daughter, what are you
Mhm.
teaching them?
Exactly.
You gotta show them
Exactly.
too what's going on,
Yep.
and
Because
how
again,
to.
because I'm about to say again, it starts from home, and if they grown up watching you be that way, then they gonna think that's the way it's supposed to be, and that's not how a
Mhm.
sisterhood should be. There should never be no
Right.
competition, no matter what anybody else is doing. Because again, focus on your own plate. Don't focus on what everybody else is doing. Focus on your food, what you eat. What you eat don't make me, and vice
Okay.
versa. So focus on your own plate, what you eat, and what you can handle on
Right.
that plate.
Okay, what it means. So
Okay.
I'm going to read a couple of quotes here. So one, it says, let me see. Well, this is for, well, it's the same thing, inspiration, uplifting, and things like that. So my girl Oprah says, think like a queen. A queen is not afraid to fail. Failure is another stepping stone of greatness. So that's deep. Because as I just talked about, you know, you rushing to do something and then you failing because you're not thinking. One, you may not think that you can do this. Number two, you're not consistent. And consistent is a key. But two, you hating on the next one. So when you going through something, it may not work out because you're rushing. You gotta
Mhm.
take it easy, and go through something. But like I said, like what Oprah said, she said, she said, think like a queen, okay? Because a queen is not afraid to fail. So like you can fail, but but when you fail, right? Let me get a little deep up in here. When you fail,
Okay, girl.
you're learning what not to do,
Mhm.
and you're learning how to do it a little better. But
Mhm.
that's something within you, not the competition part of it. Because I know we talked a little bit about it. We're not trying to confuse y'all. We just trying to get down to the nitty gritty.
Mm.
Okay. So basically, what Oprah's saying is, even though you may fail, you're going to succeed one day. You just got to keep trying,
Mhm.
because even though you fail, greatness is ahead. Okay. Greatness is ahead. So what
Exactly.
you think
And
about that,
failing
Stephanie?
failing means that you're trying, that you
Right.
persevere and you doing what you got to do to make it. And without failures, there is no success. Success,
Right.
you wouldn't know what success is, until you fail. So it's a part of the process, and it just means, like you said, think like a queen, keep your head held high, and just keep it moving. No matter how many times you fail, you keep standing 10 toes and just keep going until you get to where you need to be.
Got step on them 10 toes. I mean, step
Yeah.
on 10 toes and stand up
Don't
on them
step
ten
on nobody
toes.
else's,
Okay.
don't step on nobody else's toes, though. Like, you stand 10
Right.
toes, not step on nobody else's toes to get to where you need to be. Like,
For real.
that's what, going back to focus on you, but don't be afraid to fail, because again, without failure, you won't know what success is. So just keep pushing, and you'll get to where you need to be, as long as you're willing to keep going, no matter what.
Right.
Okay.
So I'm gonna go to my girl Maya, Miss Maya Angelou, because she'll correct you if rest in peace.
Okay.
She said, each time a woman stands for herself, she stands up for all women. I
Mm-hmm.
love that quote because, like we just talked about, this sisterhood, this women bond, you helping the next one. So when you
Mm-hmm.
stand up, you standing up for all, you representing. That's what it comes down to. You
Mm-hmm.
representing all women of
Mm-hmm.
all race, or authentic or ethnics, I should say. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Anybody. Women is women, okay? A woman is a woman.
I mean, like I said, I feel like that, like you hit the nail on the head. Like, you can't, you have to uplift. And like you said, we as women, we're powerful as it is. We are the reasons why there's generation after generation. Like, remember, like, even for
Girl,
us as
yes.
black women, you know what I mean? Our ancestors, they was having babies in the field and going right back to work. Okay. So we've
Okay.
always been powerful as a gender in general. And then even with, what's going on with, like, just politics right now, just, the fact that we could have a woman president is like, and seeing how everybody's even coming together to raise money for her. You're seeing Zoom calls where
Mm-hmm.
everybody's really, like, uniting and coming together, especially women. And it shows how powerful we actually are if we put our differences to the side and come together
Mm-hmm.
for a common goal.
Yeah, I like that. Girl,
Mm-mm.
yes, I had to sip my little wine on that one, but
Because we can
yes,
do we can do anything. We really
we
can if we put
can.
our minds to it.
First of all, it wouldn't be no world if it wasn't for us. Because
Exactly.
what the men gonna do? Okay.
Listen, they got it
Yes,
easy, but we
women.
don't go into that. They got it
Yes,
easy. We don't go into that.
women. We are powerful. That's why we need to, again, you know, be able to uplift. And it don't have to be. all crazy with it, the uplift. It could be just, girl, you looking good, or your shirt is cute, or I like your dress, or whatever, you rocking that. Be like, give them some positive inspiration. It don't always have to be hate. It
Mm-hmm.
doesn't,
And you don't
get
even
a
know what the person could be going through, that day, and just you putting that little bit of that could brighten their whole day and just change their day
yes,
around. That
something
they feel
uplift.
like. You never know, because I tell
Hmm.
people all the time, words have power. So
They
you
do.
never know how you can change somebody's day, somebody's life by just being
Yeah.
kind and not being
Yeah.
afraid to say, "Bro, I love your hair. Where you get that from, or your outfit, or whatever." Just
Right.
in general, like treat people how you would want to be treated.
Girl. Didn't I post something like that earlier about the kids stuff? But for real, treat your kids how you want them to protect you. Okay. So, but yeah, I think, you know, we can go on and on about how we should uplift people, but at the end of the day, you should not be judging, because
Mm-hmm.
again, you never know, where somebody came from. You never know what their background story is. You don't know how hurt they were and they trying to do something different. I just
Mm-hmm.
think that people, just like you said, need to choose their words, because at the end of the day, if you coming together in a group and you trying to do something positive for these young kids, and young generations, they look up to us,
Mm-hmm.
they watching and they seeing how you handling situations. They looking and watching and see how you maneuver through life. They might want something that you got too. You can tell them like, look, you can have this too, but you got to do X, Y, and Z. You got to start being positive and being, those reinforcers. That's another thing. Being those reinforcers, everywhere, because everybody is watching.
Mm-hmm.
You don't always have to be nasty and mean and stuff like that. Like, I always, when I'm talking, try to give somebody some type of positivity, some type of uplifting. Because, like you said, maybe they woke up on the wrong side of the bed. By me
Mm-hmm.
saying something positive, they be like, okay, I got this.
Mm-hmm.
Send them a little sunshine somewhere. So,
Exactly.
yeah, I
Exactly.
mean, that's what I want to be remembered by. I think about what I want to be remembered by, too. And it's not all like, you know, it's going to be a hit and miss with the positivity. Some people going to have negative stuff. I know people got negative stuff about me, and like you said, where it come from the family, which I don't care. I don't care, but some people do care, and they take that stuff to their soul. They take their stuff and start thinking about them. They start taking their stuff and start, stepping back. And it comes to their mentality. It comes
Mm-hmm.
to, thinking about like, what could I have done differently?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you did what you did. You know,
Mm-hmm.
but positive way. You did what you did. People don't like you. Some people, like you said, when you talked about their background and stuff like that. Some people didn't get it from their parents. They got it from, maybe from schools and stuff like that. But um that aspiration come into effect. Maybe they the only child. They need that, or you doing great, or you doing this. And it doesn't hurt. You making a difference in somebody's life. You uplifting them. So, so like if I had a business or something like that, like, you know, big, something where you can give back to communities, or you can because I always said, like, if I had a business or something, I would go over like Africa and stuff like that to help them, or I told myself I was going to adopt one day, but not, I don't know. It's everybody, that could be another episode, but everybody got their different opinions on that. Because that could be a positive thing, that could be a negative thing. Either any situation can do that, right? It can have your pros and your cons, either way you look at it. However, the point of the matter is giving back. And I always thought about doing stuff like that, and like what I read about Oprah, like one of her quotes. But Oprah, she goes over there and she have a school over there in Africa. She giving back,
Mm-hmm.
she uplifting them, with their education. So it's different ways how you can uplift. But my whole point of this episode is, don't judge a book by its cover, because you can't tell somebody about their own experience. And sometimes people, especially young people, need to be able to look up to those legendaries, get that wisdom, them older women,
Mm-hmm.
especially young girls out here, because you never know. And how this world is going today, everybody need a little, come on, girl, you don't need to be doing that. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So let's
Mhm.
let's do something different, you
Mhm.
know. So everybody need that guidance because again, you don't know what their background was.
Mhm.
So what you think about that, girl?
Yeah, and that's why I feel like affirmations is so important. I know you always talk about affirmations, but it's really important with our girls because you don't want them growing up feeling unloved and
Right.
unnurtured and like we said before, looking for all of that those kind of qualities in the wrong places. Our
Mm-hmm.
girls, that our future generations is so important to, help carry us. Again, we, created this nation. Without the women, it wouldn't be no nation. It
Right.
would, there wouldn't be generation after generation. So I feel like it's important to speak positive affirmations into our girls, and like you said,
Mm-hmm.
lead by example. Show the
Yes.
positivity. I want my daughter to
Right.
see me giving another woman a compliment, or being kumbaya and doing stuff, and
Mm-hmm.
actually being a team with women. So when she grow up, she can have that same mentality. And
Right.
it starts from home and it goes on and on and on. So it's important for us to show that, put that out there in the world, so these girls growing up now don't have to feel like they have to be in competition with each other, or like I
Exactly.
said, trying to look for qualities in the wrong places because of
Mm-hmm.
what they not get at home. It's
Right.
our job, even if they're our daughters, whether it's our daughters, our nieces, or even if it's little young girls we don't know, it's still our job as women to uplift them and speak
Mm-hmm.
positivity to them whenever
Right.
they cross our path, so that they have that. It's important.
Right. Yeah, because they also got to build up their self confidence.
Right, right.
Some of them may have it, but
Mm,
you got to continue to build it because everybody changes, and
exactly.
everybody go through their changes in life, and everybody's changing every day. You're right
Mm-hmm,
because we learning things every day. We don't know
mm-hmm.
everything either. So,
Right,
we're growing, like you said, in this nation with people. I saw a posted yesterday that this guy he was like, "Yeah, I just walk in the store and I'm like, and I'm on this, earth with you. Like, hey, like we in this earth together because
right.
then, generations die and then they come back up. So, what's the point?" And that's not what he said, but I'm saying it. I'm saying, what's the point of hating on somebody,
Right.
just because they don't have what you have? That's why I said, like, try to uplift. And when they ask you a question, like the business question, because I saw that on one of the posts too. Um, you know, help them out.
Mm-hmm. Don't gatekeep. Help them
Yeah,
out.
that's another thing. People are so secretive, and you're like, okay, so what was the like? I want to do like I see you. You know what I'm saying? Like I see your inspiration. I see your motivation. I'm trying to
Um,
get like you. Not saying I want to be you. Right? That's
right.
what they gotta I can't even say the damn word. Differentiate. That's what they gotta differentiate from because it's not I want to be you. It's how can we grow together?
Right. And it might be
But
some
hey,
qualities that they see in you that they like, so they want to know, like, how do
right,
you possess those qualities? Like, what do you do to kind of shape your day, or how to shape your mentality? Like, what's so
right,
reason for you to be all like, I don't want to tell them? Like, you should be inspired by it, actually, that somebody's even looking up to
right.
you that way to even come forth and ask you, those
Mm-hmm.
questions. So you shouldn't gatekeep and try to be all secretive and keep that information away. Like, give it out. You never know how that can help change that
Yeah,
person's life, help shape them.
exactly. Yeah, because like you said, again, because we keep going back to this, you don't know their past. You don't know what their situation is. So
Hmm.
helping somebody get ahead, that's all what it is. Because that's what the school said, right? You don't leave one behind.
Right. Each
And
one.
sometimes you be feeling like they leaving you behind because it's like, okay, I want to go further and y'all holding me back. You know what I'm saying? But you
Right.
can't leave that one behind. So you got to continue that in your, and just your life and just live your life for the fullest. But don't hate. Like it's too much hatred out here.
And it's enough as is. Like, we don't need
It
to continue
is.
that cycle. Like, we need to continue the more cycle, like you said, uplifting and showing love. It's enough hate and all that
Yes.
other that's going on. Like, we need a change. We need something different.
And another thing is, since you brought that piece up into this, because it's part of uplifting too, it's like the kids are the most genuine little people. And the reason why they start changing their mindset from being that genuine person, it's
Mm-hmm.
because of the way how they, what they've been taught or what they
Mm-hmm.
are being teach,
And what
taught,
they see. And what
and
they
what they
see.
see too. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Because I see all these little videos where these kids is coming around and they, you know, just giving up their seat for an older person. Just be like, you know what, you're tired, ma'am. Let me just sit down. And they
Mm-hmm.
parent looking at them like, don't, like, no, let
No.
them.
Right. Let them,
But
because
don't let
that's
them
the
get
way it's
too
supposed to be.
crazy. Right. Don't be letting them give all nice and stuff and be wind up being kidnapped, carrying on. But
Right.
for, for real. But let them have that genuine side because guess what? They teaching you as the adult to be
Mm-hmm.
that way. They don't see color,
Mm-hmm.
you know. They uplifting on people like, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
You're just as a human as I am.
Exactly.
So all of
They don't
those
see none of
things
the
that they
things that
already,
we as adults pay attention to. They don't see color. They don't see gender. They don't see,
yeah,
sexual orientation. They don't see none of that. They just see you as a
none of that.
person.
Yeah.
And
And
look,
that's
and guess
why
what?
I
And
love
the kids,
kids.
I'm about to say, and the kids can teach us something. Just because we're adults, like you said, we always learning and growing too. So the kids
That's
can
what I'm
teach us
saying.
too. We ain't above it just because we grown.
Right. So all right. Well, I hope y'all got the tea. Keep it real, keep uplifting people.
Yeah.
If you see somebody, I ain't gonna say like if they need a ride or something, 'cause you still gotta be listen, you still have to be cautious out here. You get to be like, okay, let me walk you across here like they did on the Wayne show and that you got ran over by a bus, right? Now, if
Yeah.
that was publicized, I should have had it up in here. But I'm just saying, I'm not saying protect yourself. I'm just saying uplift. And that's what this episode was about. How and why you should uplift us, women. Be there for us women because we go through so much. And sometimes we go through too damn much, to be honest,
Listen.
with the craziness, the fakeness, you know, the jealousy,
Mm-hmm.
the
I'm not saying we go
manipulation.
through enough. We go through enough just being women in general. Shoot, we got to deal with
Okay.
periods, carrying babies, cramps,
Everything.
menopause, everything. So I'm
Yes.
like, the last thing we need is being in competition with each other. And you know what? I seen something that said that like a lot of times when women get dressed up for like the club or to go out, it don't be for the men, it be for each other. And it shouldn't even be that way. Like you dress up, don't be trying to outdress and whatever. Just dress and make this. As long as you feel good and confident in what you have on, it shouldn't matter what anybody else is wearing or what they doing.
That's what I'm talking about. But for
So it's
me,
just,
girl, I'm doing it for me. Okay.
exactly, exactly.
I ain't get
That's
my
right.
husband
Like
jealous
stop
too
the
while I leave
competition.
out the door.
Right, right.
That's what I'm worrying about. I mean,
That's,
and see, so for me, see, this is what I'm talking about uplifting, right? Because that also got to do with positivity. So
mm-hmm,
my girls, they give me compliment. Oh, my hair look cute. Oh, your makeup look cute. Your
mm-hmm,
outfit is cute. So by me doing what I do, it's inspiring my kids to do that. You know what I'm saying? To be like,
mm-hmm,
okay, well, I'm gonna dress like this, or I'm gonna put my skirt on and my dress on and stuff like that. See, because I'm uplifting them. I'm be like, you know what? I get them
mm-hmm,
compliments too. Oh, you look cute today.
mm-hmm.
And I
I
be
do it
on their
too.
hair. I be like, oh girl, your hair cute. Who did your hair? Knowing I did it, but because that's what they that's what they gonna be asking when they go out in the schools and stuff. Oh, who did your
Right,
hair, my mom?
right. Because I'm the
But
same way with my daughter. Same way. Well, I'm with that with all my kids. They look
right,
nice. And my boys get their haircut and stuff. I was like, oh, look at y'all looking nice. So they had the outfits on. And my daughter, she like planning makeup and stuff like I do. And even just like you said, like, look, when we came on tonight, I was like, oh, your hair look cute. You was like, how does lipstick look? It look good.
yeah,
Like, that's what it should be. Like, it should always be
right.
that. You're supposed to uplift and always make somebody feel good.
Yeah, and
Let
that
them feel
definitely
more
did because I
confident
mean
in
I know I
themselves.
was cute, but you put a little emphasis on. I said, okay, girl, let me rock this lipstick.
Yeah. Like, yes,
But
rock the lipstick.
we hit it off that way anyway. So we didn't
Mhm.
even judge each other when we first, and then we just hit it off. So I mean, we got a good bond going on. But that's what I'm trying to say. Like you can meet, a best friend somewhere, even in the grocery store. You know what I'm saying? Everybody
Mhm.
got a little wisdom. All you gotta do is
Yeah.
talk.
Everybody
See what's
everybody done
going
been
on
through
with
some
them. They
things.
might, yeah. And they might even have a business. They might even hire you. You never know. We're trying to uplift. You know what I'm saying? Because I
Mm-hmm.
know when I get my business going on, I already got people on a payroll already talking about they want to work for me. So,
And you know
so
what they always
you
say?
know,
It's not about what you know. Sometimes it's about who you know. So get
it's
out there
about
and make
who
them
you know.
connections.
Yes.
Make
And
them
sometimes it ain't
connections.
even about who you know. Because I know a lot of people in different, departments and stuff like that. It wasn't about all that. For real. Because I don't know. I guess it go back to the background. So
Mm-hmm.
listen,
Mm-hmm.
it is what it is. Even though I don't like that, it is what it is because it is what you make it is. Okay. That's why I'm gonna say it because
Right. There you
it's
go.
flowing.
There you
Okay.
go.
Don't be quote me on my shit.
Mm-hmm.
It is what you make it. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So yeah. Um Well, thanks again, because y'all know y'all always gotta laugh with us. We always laugh, and even though the
Mm-hmm.
situation can be so in depth and so deep that I hope it's out. We're here to be able to have people think, have their mental state, figure out what they do for their self care. We all of that. We're gonna talk about some things. That's what's going on in the world because we're not always gonna be talking about us being moms, but us being moms is always gonna come in the mix because we still have daughters that we still gotta show and prove ourselves to. So uplifting is not all about just you know, uh, our peers and things like that. It's still going to revolve around that motherhood. And even if you're not a mother, then you can still relate to this because you know how you should go about uplifting. This
Yeah.
shouldn't be about hate.
And even yeah, 'cause even if you don't have kids, you might have sisters, you may have nieces, your
Hmm.
mother, mother daughter relationship. Like there's always women in your life somewhere, and it could be a
Right.
friend. So it's always good to just uplift, no matter who it is that's in your life. Uplift, uplift,
Hmm.
uplift. Because again, you don't know how that can help shape somebody's life.
Right. So, well, y'all gonna tune in for our next episode. We'll give y'all the tea when we air. When we introduce our next episode when it come out, then you'll know what that topic is about. Okay.
Okay.
But all in all, we just want to say keep uplifting. Y'all have a good one.
Definitely.